Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on when this video is in your timeline, depending on when you're clicking on my video. If this is morning time for you and you're watching this video, I hope you're having a good start to your morning. Hope you're able to get some breakfast in you, or if you're fasting right now, hope you're able to drink a good amount of water. Hope you don't have your phone in your hand and you can kind of embrace some of that sunlight, get some vitamin D. If it's more so the nighttime for you, I hope you're able to accomplish a lot. I do hope you're able to keep all of your promises that you made to the people you care about, or even, yourself. But nevertheless, I hope you guys are having a great day. Today, I want to talk about something that's really going to help us cultivate and create a key ingredient of a mindset that stays on the progressive, on being able to stay focused on accomplishing one's dream, and being able to place their energy to be able to stay on that track, if that makes sense. And this trait is called gratefulness. Being grateful is truly a key ingredient on one actually experiencing something closer to happiness. There's a lot of people in the world that have almost everything that they could ever dream of. They have the nice cars, they have the nice house, they might even have a family, and they can even find themselves constantly chasing more and looking to fill a void that's within themselves. And what's lacking is what's called gratefulness. On the other end of that spectrum, you could have people that might not have the best things. Maybe they're a larger family living in a small room. Maybe they don't have access to the cleanest of water, but maybe they're grateful that they have a family and that they have some type of brotherhood, sisterhood, or camaraderie amongst themselves where they can all come together and overcome. And the key ingredient in that is gratefulness. An example for me is that there was a lot of times where me and my brothers wouldn't be under the best circumstances, where we would sleep in a car, and there were times where it would just be so cold, where we would be bundled up, just trying to be warm. I would have the passenger seat, my big bro would have the driver's seat, a couple of my brothers would be in the back seat, and we would just be freezing our nuts off. But when I reflect on that time frame, when I reflect on going through that process, it did hurt, but I enjoyed our time to the fullest. We spent our time making jokes. We spent our time laughing, freestyling, and reflecting on those time frames really brings about how grateful I am that I was able to experience something like that, if I'm being as frank as possible. Now to this day, me and my brothers have a unbroken bond that nothing can come between. Nothing. It's impossible for you to break, or for anybody to break that bond that I have with my brothers. And that is only brought about through not only struggle, but being grateful on the circumstances that brought us together. I'd be lying if I said that I'm not grateful for that. Same thing applies with a lot of my viewers. I mentioned this in my previous videos, but the videos that I make are a direct reflection to my own thoughts, and I want to make sure that I express some of my experiences. But it's a reminder to myself, as well as something that a lot of my viewers can get a lot of value out of, just because they might find themselves in similar circumstances, going down very similar roads, similar paths, just looking for different traits and different things that they can add to their life and to their mindsets to be able to continue to progress for the better. And when it comes to specifically gratefulness, by adopting that mindset in your subconscious, you're able to focus more so on being able to put your energy and your time and your effort into creating. If you're constantly focusing on what's bad happening around you, that's when just negative thoughts consistently circulate around your circumstances, and that's when you actively attract those more negative traits. I'm sure a lot of you guys know this, but you attract what you are. If you find yourself more in a positive mindset, then you'll actually attract opportunities. You'll actually attract positive people. You'll actually attract more positivity just in general into your life. On the opposite side, if you find yourself more times than not in a negative mindset, which of course both ends of these spectrums are mostly subconscious, by the way, but if you find yourself constantly in a more negative mindset, then you'll only ever see problems. A lot of us live our lives based off of the trauma that was placed upon us, you know, and by living through trauma and living in trauma, we're only inviting more trauma. Everything that happens, a girl breaks your heart, you see it as dramatic, and now you don't trust any female, when in reality it could be something that you didn't provide as the individual. You're not looking at taking ownership, you're looking at how you were done wrong. And what that does is that brings and invites negativity instead of areas and room for growth. So having a optimistic mindset is the goal, but in reality, you have to be grateful. And of course, this is something that, you know, you just don't pick up and do just day one and now you're all of a sudden grateful. But no, it's something that you have to consistently work on. A lot of, you know, becoming the best version of yourself is being as conscious on your downfalls, but also on what you need to do to increase some of your traits. You know, if you want to be the best version of yourself, you need to live more in a mindset of being conscious about your day-to-day life. You know, if you find yourself consistently telling you, man, traffic sucks, you know, man, you know, I'm tired, man, I didn't eat this morning, you know, if you find yourself constantly looking in the negative, once again subconsciously, then that's where your mindset is going to continue to go down that path on. However, on the opposing side, if you constantly wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm grateful that it's not raining today. You know what, I'm grateful that I was able to talk to my mom or talk to my brother. You know what, I'm grateful that it's Friday or it's Thursday, closer to the weekend. But if you find yourself more times than not in a mindset of gratefulness, that's when you'll actually be able to appreciate a lot more that's around you. In fact, you know, one of my favorite artists ever, you know, J. Cole, one of them that did it the best, but also one that's very conscious about how he speaks to the community, is that, you know, is to love yours. You know, there's beauty in the struggle. Beauty. That goes for all y'all. But no, there's beauty in the struggle. Sorry. But no, there's truth to loving yours at the end of the day. Loving yours means to be truly grateful for what you have, you know. There could always be a better car than the one that you might be driving at the moment. But there's somebody that's walking that much prefer your beat up car than what they have to go through, which may be the bus, which may be the train, you know. There might be a better woman than the one that you currently have, you know. Maybe she doesn't check off all the boxes. Maybe just, you know, 8 out of 10. But best believe there's somebody out there who's actively looking for love, and they're trying their best to find it, and they keep being bombarded with, you know, either selfish women, or they just can't, or men, or they just can't find that counterpart. You know, maybe, you know, you're living in an apartment, a small space, and you just wish that there was a little bit more space there. And of course, it's okay to want more, but you have to be grateful. You have to be grateful, even when it comes to things that are done to you. You know, if someone was to snake you in the back, Be grateful that you were able to see who they are, and be grateful that you're able to learn those type of traits that may show up later down the line. Not to be toxic and to say, oh, just because this person isn't, doing something that's really surface level, I shouldn't trust them. I'm not telling you to develop trust issues, but I'm telling you to be open-minded and accepting gratefulness into your lives, because that'll bring about opportunities of positive motives. Once again, I don't want this to be a lecture. In fact, this is a voice and video recording of a message to me, but also to any viewer that could look at this and find some value in it. I appreciate the community that I have gotten so far. Right now we're at 15 subscribers, and I'm blessed and happy that we're there. I've only been doing this I would say about 2 weeks, and as I'm getting through this process, I'm only getting more better. I'm getting more consistent. I'm getting more on the end of bringing true value to the people that watch my videos, and I really hope that I'm changing people's lives for the better, to truly embrace chaos into their lives, because a lot of us, including me at times, could focus on that negativity. More times than not, can focus on how things might not be the best, how things might be, more issues than not. And at the end of the day, there is truth to that. There's truth to what's going wrong with your life. But if you can actively focus and really hone in on being grateful for what you have, be more present in what you have, I promise you, your wavelength would end up going up a few octaves, and you'll be able to invite more opportunities into your life. You'll find yourself, finding the faster ways to work. You'll find yourself getting more job opportunities just because you're actively working on yourself instead of focusing on your drawbacks or your circumstances. So I just want to throw out some encouragement to you guys. Love you guys. Stay positive, at least as best as you can. Stay as conscious as best as you can. And keep grinding, keep shining. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.